Greetings fellow traders, this is Max and welcome to my Sunday market analysis where I'm going to analyze the market and share with you my top trades for the upcoming week. As you can see on my week for this list I only have these 5 pairs, and if you followed my Telegram channel you will find 2 of those pairs are actually pairs where I'm currently still in a trade and I'm holding this over the weekend, so efficiently we only have 3 pairs that I am interested in for this week. But I will show you what kind of trades those are, and I would like to start here with the pair AUD JPY. So in AUD JPY you can see that we have the strong breakout weekly candle over this round psychological level, the 95.5 round psychological level, and also daily area of interest. But pretty much it's also a weekly area of interest, so I am waiting now for price to come back into the area, retest the round psychological level and the area of interest, even sweep the liquidity sitting below here, buy orders or stop loss orders from this breakout, and then I want to see some reversal signs and signs of weaknesses so that price will continue to the upside to then buy AUD JPY. So this is a fairly simple break and retest trade again. If you look on the bigger picture here, you can even spot on the weekly chart this kind of inverse head and shoulders here with the one shoulder, second shoulder and the head. And technically in order to trade a head and shoulders pattern or a reverse head and shoulders pattern, I would wait for a retest of this neckline of this pattern, which might happen. But it could also happen that the price is just going to retest this area here and then head to the upside. But if it comes down here, I want to wait for it to sweep the liquidity sitting below this 94 round psychological level here to then buy AUD JPY and profit off of the momentum to the upside. But as of right now, I will wait for price to come back into here. This might not happen this week, or if it happens this week, it's only going to be price down into the area, but then only in 2 weeks it might continue to the upside. Next pair, CAD JPY, is a pair that I am currently still holding as a long position. I entered this position as I shared in my free Telegram channel around this area here. And we had a beautiful continuation to the upside. We had a small correction. Now we had a further push to the upside. So why am I still in this trade, even though we reached this area of interest here? Well, the reason is that it hasn't really tested the 108 round psychological level yet. I want to see test this area to even sweep some of the liquidity here above. So I'm just waiting for price to continue a tiny bit to the upside again and then close this position, and to join even if it goes to the upside and I just want to get back into the position, I would just wait for a retest of this area then and hop in on a new long trade. But we will see. There have been some big news over the weekend again, so the market might gap a little, and I am now just waiting for it to come closer to the 108 around psychological level, and then I will close this position. But if you want to get notified whenever I do it, you can just join my free Telegram channel. I will put the link to it into the video description. The next pair I have on my watch list is Euro AUD. So on the weekly chart, we can see here that we have actually failed to create a new high here. We had this correction on the weekly chart forming this evening star formation here. So this indicates actually price weakness, and it might now have a correction to the downside. The euro has had a really bullish time recently, so a correction might be very likely. However, on the weekly chart on the daily chart, I can see the price get back into this area of interest here, even near around psychological level, and even in more specific we have a special round psychological level, the 100 or the 1.77777 round psychological level, which is a really interesting number, respected by some traders. And as you can see here, we have this neutral day. So what I'm expecting now is for price to have a little push down below, maybe even up to the or down to the 1.77 round psychological level, and then reverse to the upside. For me, almost kind of a little higher risk trade setup. However, it's looking quite nice so far, and with this neutral daily candle here and the strong move to the downside, it might actually continue to the upside. But I will be patient here and monitor price action to make a decision. If we look on the monthly chart, we have this formerly monthly candlestick here with a really huge wick, which might get filled in the near future, and we had a green month. Now we have this month where there are 18 days left, and it's just the wick down now, retesting this area to then continue to the upside and maybe fill the wick. So that could absolutely happen in my opinion, and this is what I like to profit off. The next pair is Euro GBP, and this is the pair where I'm currently still in a long position. I had entered in the beginning of last week, or fairly nearly in the beginning of last week, in this area, around this area here, and the price wasn't really moving strong to the upside, but towards the end of this week it had this really strong push, and this indicates to me that the price now wants to actually climb higher and continue to the upside, but my final take profit will probably be somewhere around this area here, or maybe this area, depending on the price action and a good risk to reward ratio. I'm aiming for a 1-to-3 risk reward ratio roughly, because it's just a small position. It doesn't matter too much to me. And even if this is going to be a stop out now because of a gapping market through Sunday opening, because of the big news on this weekend, then that's absolutely fine for me. So this is just supposed to be a small trade update. Maybe even price will come back into the area, this area here, and retest it and continue to the upside. Could all happen, in my opinion. And the final pair on my watch list for this week is a trade opportunity that might not actually play out this week, but maybe the next week, so not this coming week, but the week after. And this is Euro JPY. So it had a really long and strong push to the upside for such a long time, so a correction is really likely to happen soon, or at any time. And if that happens, I would like to join here around this 168 round psychological level for a long position, but I also see it potentially coming down back into this area, retest this, and then maybe continue to the upside in a couple of weeks. But it's going to take quite some time. Even on a daily chart, it's going to take a good amount of days, I believe. So there's probably not going to be the entry in the coming week now, but I still put it on my list to just have an eye on it, how the price is going to behave. I've checked out the other pairs as well, and I did not find any suitable trading opportunities lining up for this week. So I've just set alarms there, and if any of those alarms is getting triggered, I will have a look at the specific pair again, and then share my trade idea in the Telegram channel, which you can join anytime. I will put a link to it into the video description and make a decision whether I want to open the potential position there. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below, and I will try to answer your questions. Thank you for watching. I wish you a successful trading week. Remember to manage your risk properly, and see you next Sunday.